Quick question for you. How much money did you earn on your savings account last year?
I think I had about 10K, so maybe $1.
A single dollar?
Yeah.
Dude, I had half that amount in mine, and I earned $200.
How'd you do that?
Let's talk a little bit about that in this video.
Stop wasting money on that dumb shit and instead put it in investment. I know it's tempting. You'll spend it and be broke again.
What's going on, guys? It's your bro Taylor.
And your bro Ryan here.
And today we're talking about the magical power of a high-yield savings account. And that's exactly what it sounds like. It's just a savings account that offers traditionally a higher yield. Now, the way a lot of these online banks and fintech companies are able to offer it is just because they have less overhead. They don't have the brick and mortar establishments, so they're able to offer some additional savings back to their customers, which we love to see.
Yeah, a high-yield savings account is just a risk-free, zero-effort way to optimize your cash. There's no investing, and again, there's zero effort essentially. You're just moving your cash from one location, one bank, to another account, and that's it.
Yeah, and of course, in classic engineering fashion, we had to do a deep dive, so we'll go into a bit of a comparison table here to give you a better idea of which of these top 6 accounts is the best for you.
Okay, so as you can see, and like Taylor said, we took 6 different accounts, 6 of the best we could find out there, and we broke them down by a few factors. 1, the APY. This is the effective annual return, including compounding. This is the number that matters the most when you're looking at high-yield savings accounts, to be honest. Then we looked at the minimum deposit needed, the monthly fees, to see if they're FDIC insured or if they have insurance at all. And we looked at some key catch points, key things about that account. So jumping into the first one is the Wealthfront cash account. This one offers a base of 3.3% interest, but there's 2 bonuses you can get. If you do direct deposit and invest with them, they give you an additional 0.25% interest. And if you're a new client, the first 3 months, you get 0.65% interest on top of that, all the way up to 4.2% interest. Then when you look at the minimum deposit, you need a minimum of about $1. There's no monthly fees. And the key here is Wealthfront is not an actual bank. It's a fintech platform. So they are not FDIC insured bank, essentially. They achieve FDIC coverage by distributing your money across a network of partner banks. So again, they don't really hold your money for you, but they essentially offer you a partnership with a bank, and if you come back to them and invest, they're willing to give you more money back. Then running into the next one, we're looking at a SoFi savings account. This one also offers a base of 3.30%. Then you can get an additional 0.7% bonus for the first 6 months if you're a new client and you add direct deposit. This one needs $0 to start the account, minimum deposit. There's no fees, and they are insured up to $3 million with a partner bank. Then, currently, as of the time of recording this video, there is a cash bonus. And you can see the breakdown on screen, but you can earn as much as $300 if you transfer over $5,000 or more.
Yeah, both of those are honestly very solid accounts, but rolling right into the next one is Marcus by Goldman Sachs. They offer a straight, no-nonsense 3.65% APY. There's no fees associated with that, and it requires no minimal balance. This account is FDIC insured, and there's really no catches to this account. You don't need direct deposit. There's no frills. You get that flat, reliable rate. You don't need a checking account with them. Next is one I've heard a lot of people talk about, and that's Ally Bank. They offer, again, a no-nonsense flat 3.2% APY with no minimums or no fees, and it is also FDIC insured. Now, this one does have a slightly lower APY, but a lot of people consider it to have the best app and savings bucket features.
Now, looking at the next one on our list is one that might surprise a few people because they do have a lot of locations, the Capital One Cafes. But the Capital One 360 is a high-yield savings account that currently offers 3.3%, 0 fees, and 0 minimum deposit. And yes, it is FDIC insured. Depending on if you have the Discover or the Capital One checking, that pairs really well with it because they're one big bank now. And that's pretty much it. It just offers at least the baseline, which is well better, as you'll see, than what basic big banks are offering. So realistically, at that standard for having a brick and mortar store location, it's pretty much the best you can find. Now rolling into another surprising one is Apple. Yes, Apple does offer a high yield savings account, and as you can see, it's a very good rate. So So Apple offers a 3.65% interest rate. They have zero fees on that, and they have zero minimum deposit, and it is through Goldman Sachs. However, the catch with Apple is you do have to have the Apple credit card, and you have to have an iPhone. There is no web access. It lives entirely in the Apple Wallet, which if you're an avid iPhone and Apple user and you really plan to be forever, that's really not a catch. That's not a flaw. That's actually a feature. And lastly, probably one that everyone's heard of and seen and probably has the most savings accounts out there, but based on these numbers, I have no idea why, is like the big banks, the Chase, the Bank of Americas. Their savings offer, that's right, we didn't type that wrong, 0.01%.
Hey, in their defense, Chase does have some nice branches.
But you're paying for that with your interest.
True. I guess let's jump into some numbers to get an idea of truly the earnings potential that I'm leaving on the table. So let's say we did start with that Chase account that's offering that 0.01% APY. If I were to leave $5,000 in there, I would earn, only 50 cents.
A year.
Even if you jumped all the way up to 20K or 50K, you're only earning $2 to $5 respectively.
Yeah, but let's look at, for just a quick comparison, the lowest APY on our list. That $5,000 at Ally Bank, you earn $160 a year. So that's 320 times more money. Now, if you go all the way up to, say you have $50,000 just sitting in there, now you're earning $1,600. Look at how much money you're leaving on the table for doing no additional work.
Yeah, and as you guys can see, this trend just continues based on the APY that we talked about earlier in the video. So if we were to jump to that Wealthfront cash account that offers up to 4.2% APY, that $5,000 earns you a whopping $210 a year. $50,000 earns you over $2,000 a year for doing nothing, just having the account. Now, all those numbers just go to show the savings that you could potentially be leaving on the table. So drop it down in the comments below what bank you are currently parking your savings at, so we can kind of get an idea of, this is how much I'm leaving on the table.
And that way we can also comment and make fun of you if you don't have a high yield savings account. No, I'm just kidding. We definitely won't do that. But look at these numbers. Just like Taylor said, it is mind-blowingly different for the exact same amount of work. And all the accounts we showed, like we said, no fees, no minimum deposit, no hidden anything. We try to be as transparent as possible.
Yeah.
So it's literally just move it here to here. And that's it. And just let it sit just like you did here and earn a lot more money. But there's got to be a catch, right? There's got to be something. We went over a few of those already, but let's look at a few more that you might not be aware of. So first, you just need to know that APY is variable.
Another little thing to note, high yield savings accounts don't function exactly like checking accounts. It sometimes does take 1 to 3 business days for you to transfer money from a high yield savings to your checking account. So it's not quite as liquid as a standard account might be, but for a lot of people, this might not really come into play. And for certain accounts like SoFi and Wealthfront, they do oftentimes offer faster options. And another little thing to note is the interest is taxable. So those earnings from your high yield savings account is taxed as ordinary income. Now, that's obviously not going to completely cancel out your earnings. It's still 100% worth it. You just need to factor this into your expectations and set aside a small amount if you're earning significant interest.
And honestly, to me, most of those aren't really that big a deal, but we did want to be as transparent as possible and again, let you know that there's some quote-unquote warnings or things to pay attention to. And a lot of things people don't know about is that tax portion that, yes, at the end of the year, you will get a tax document.
Yeah.
It doesn't really happen with checking accounts because they're not going to tax you on that $1 you earned or that 50 cents. But as you can see, these numbers get very big when you're talking about high yield savings accounts. That APY goes up and your balance goes up. That could be something to pay attention to, so they're going to get their money back. Now let's look at a couple scenarios and see which one might be right for you and which one we would probably choose if we were in different situations. So scenario A, you want the highest rate and you want no strings attached. You just want it simple, clean. You're probably going to want to do the Marcus by Goldman Sachs. Or if you're an avid Apple lover and iPhone user, the Apple one also through Goldman Sachs.
Yeah, and another situation that you might find yourself in is if you're willing to make one of these accounts your primary bank and you're willing to set up direct deposit, then the SoFi or Wealthfront account might be great for you because that's when you get the most APY, the most bang for your buck. But some people, of course, are attached to the bank that they currently have. So if you're not willing to make that change, then maybe this one isn't the right one for you.
And the last scenario, which honestly might be a little bit more my personal experience or my personal preference, is if you want to make sure you're not leaving a lot of money on the table like we showed, but at the same time, you want to make sure you have a fantastic banking experience and a fantastic bank app, you might want to lean that Ally Bank. It earns 0.1% difference than the average of a lot of those accounts, but it has one of the best banking platforms out there. So that might be the route you go.
Yeah. Now, all that to say, the best high yield savings account is the one you open.
Honestly.
All these are going to be earning more than your standard savings account and more than a standard money market account, which is a slight step up from the savings. So again, this really comes down to you taking those steps. You can do it today or this weekend or whenever you want. This
now.
is a great place to put your emergency fund. You don't need it super, super liquid, but I mean, still, like we were saying, 1 to 3 days, even if it took a full 3 days to get to your account, that's not really the end of the world because a lot of people are going to hold kind of a little bit still in their checking. So again, these are easy steps to take to make guaranteed returns. Now, the APY might not be guaranteed, but it is guaranteed to outpace the savings account. So we hope you guys got something out of this. Again, please let us know down in the comments what bank you're using or what high yield savings account you've used. You're like, oh, you forgot about this one. I really enjoyed it. A great banking experience. You're still earning a decent APY. We love to hear from you guys. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, share, and we'll see you guys next week.
Stop wasting money on that dumb shit and instead put it in investment. I know it's tempting. You'll spend it and be broke again.